Well, um, not exactly shocking, uh, not even kind of, sort of. Deutsche Bank profit plunges 98%, and the worst is yet to come. The latest confirmation that Germany's troubled banking giant Deutsche Bank is unable to navigate the troubled waters of negative interest rate came on Wednesday when the bank announced that its second quarter net income fell 98% from a year earlier, hurt by weaker performances in trading, investment banking, and, well, other core areas. The lender said net income tumbled to $20 million, or 22 million US dollars, from 818 million a year earlier, modestly better than the 22 million loss expected, while net revenue dropped 20% to 7.4 billion. After rebounding modestly on the beat, the bank shares fell and tumbled 5% on Wednesday morning, their lowest level in 2 weeks. Today's decline has dragged Deutsche Bank stock 45% lower just this year. And we're halfway through the year. And you know how the markets love to crash at the end of the years, September, October timeframe. Boy, oh boy, do I wonder what's going to happen not back then, but then. Wow, 45% lower in 2016, making it one of Europe's worst performers year to date. The stock X is 600, the stock X 600, or maybe I'm actually not pronouncing that properly. Stocks 600, STOX X, two X's. Is it stock X or just stocks with an extra at the end? Okay, 600 is down 27% in 2016. As the Wall Street Journal notes, the Frankfurt-based bank has been hit harder than most. No. Is this supposed to be news? We've known this. I've been telling you about this for months and months and months. Since last year even. Been hit harder than most. Oh, you poor thing. It is... Oh, wait. You guys were also one of the ones rigging the silver and gold markets. Oh, you poor thing. I felt terrible. It is cutting costs and clients and trying to satisfy new, more stringent capital requirements over the next 3 years. Its turnaround strategy has eaten into trading and investment banking revenue, and investors' concerns about the adequacy of its capital cushion have persisted. The bank also has been trying to settle regulatory investigations, as I just mentioned, gold and silver rigging, expected to result in big fines. Another uncertainty for investors. Chief Executive John Cryan, when I met you, now he's crying just to forget you, said in a statement that the bank is making progress in a multi-year turnaround, but warned that if weak market conditions persist, it, quote, will need to be yet more ambitious in the timing and intensity of our restructuring. Oh, Mr. Cryan. Oh, Mr. Cryan. John Cryan. Listen, if weak market conditions persist, have any of you morons been watching my videos? Oh, that's right. I'm not a certified financial advisor. I'm not a college grad from Princeton, Harvard, Yale, bullets, bombs, and banks, as Gerald Celente likes to say. I'm just a poor schmuck behind a computer. But I do manage to use a green screen, so maybe I'm moving up in the world. Mr. Ryan, if weak market conditions persist, listen. I'm gonna give you a bonus for free. This isn't gonna cost you anything. You don't even have to watch the advertisements on my videos to give me a couple dollars. You don't even have to do that. Mr. Ryan, or excuse me, Ryan, Absolutely, positively, uh, weak market conditions are gonna persist. Yeah. Sorry to throw that your way, as if you probably didn't already know. You've been cooking your books and will continue to cook your books even harder. Um, I want to mention something, not really off topic, because it has to do with cooking books. This, well, it started like this. My kids were at grandma's house, my wife's mom, and her boyfriend. Um, that is my wife's mother's boyfriend. Has an Xbox 360 at their house. Where he lives with, obviously, they're actually boyfriend girlfriend, not married, but he pretty much lives there. So my kids were playing it, loved it, and they had this Fruit Ninja slicing thing, and gave them some exercise. They're standing in front of the Connect thing. So my wife's calling me, man, they love this thing. They're active. And I thought for a while, it might not be a bad idea to do that. And of course, the Nintendo Wii, we have one of those, the Wii U. It has a little a big controller thing. It's got a camera on it. You can dance battle against other people on the internet. Um, Considering that all of our privacy is pretty much non-existent anymore, whether you like it or not. If they can spy on you 17 ways, and the 18th way is to get an Xbox in your house, uh, you know what I mean? Like, really? Plus the thing's turned off, powered down, when we're not using it. But anyways, point being, they like this thing. So I said, all right, let's get an Xbox. Matter of fact, these Xboxes, the new Xbox Ones, which aren't exactly new anymore, can play a lot of those 360 games. Plus, they got Fruit Ninja Part 2 out. Sheeple Mind was kicking in. All right, let's get an Xbox One. Haven't had one, hadn't had an Xbox in God knows how long. So we got one. So the other day we're looking for some games. Oh, we're out and about. Let's go to GameStop. They have used games. And considering the Xbox One is old now, kind of old, they probably got some cheap games for it. Let's go see what we can find. And if they have Xbox 360 games, we'll see if they're on that little list of compatible for Xbox One. We could buy them even cheaper. So we go there, and they've got a representative from PlayStation demoing a virtual reality headset that goes to the PlayStation 4 that comes out in October. So my wife's like, "Oh, you should try it. You should try it." I'm like, "No, I don't want to mess with that." "Oh, go try it. Go try it. Go try it." "No, I don't want to mess with that." "Oh, come on, just go try it. Go try." All right, I'll try the damn thing. So I sit down in this chair. You can move around a little bit, headset on. They play this demo. I think it was called Shark Encounter or something. I'm looking around. I'm inside like the cage underwater, like the shark-proof cage, metal box with like a jail cell, looking around. Oh man, this is actually pretty incredible. Wow, this is interesting. Big great white comes up, looks at me, swims around. I'm like, okay, what's up with that? I'm looking around. It feels like you're down there. Comes up, starts biting on the cage. Rips the door off. Oh my God, this thing's coming after me. The point being, the technology was pretty incredible. And I've been a gamer. I haven't really played in years, really, games for the most part. But younger, first met my wife, of course, all that. Yes, man, I was gaming. You name it, I was playing it. It was, computer gamer since I was young. So while I'm there, we leave. Next day comes by. It's a weekend, so Saturday then Sunday. My wife's like, "Oh, I should have really tried that. I should have tried it." I said, "Yeah, you should. Let's see if there's one around here." Sure enough, one nearby our house. They have one there. But it wasn't the same system because they talked about this other system called the HTC Vive, which plugs into your computer and it's a headset and the whole system. So he's like, "Yeah, the one has one over there." All right, so we go over there. She tries it out. Did they have the PlayStation 2? Were you trying that? They had the PlayStation there too. Yeah, that's right. She did the one I did, the Shark Encounter. And while I was there, I'm talking to one of the employees. I'm like, "What is this computer thing over here? Is that a headset?" "Oh yeah, that's the HTC Vive." I said, "So it's basically this what we just did over there?" "Yeah, kind of. So, same technology." I said, "So let me ask you, if you had to pick one, you know," he said he looked over to make sure the PlayStation guy wasn't looking. Um, the HTC Vive's the one you're going to want to get. You do have to have a very beefy video card, though. I'll tell you that in advance. Okay. So I demo it. I was pretty blown away. The technology, where we've come. And for the next 2 days, my damn sheeple side of my brain, you got left side, right side, and sheeple side. My sheeple side of my brain would not let me forget about that virtual reality system. It kept telling me, damn it, that would be so cool. Not to mention, you're moving around, slicing, shooting, ducking. It's great exercise too, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. Long story short, I went ahead and picked one up. Could not help myself, and I apologize in advance for that. But damn it, sometimes you got to have a little toy to play with or something. I got rid of that boat. Family didn't really care for that, so we sold the boat. $500 more than we paid for it. What the hell? We get that, upgrade my video card. Good deal. Got it. So the point of me telling you this gigantically long story, completely off topic kind of, is because the whole cooking books comment. There is a game in this particular system. You go to Steam, install the Steam app, and you can buy games right off of there. They're usually inexpensive, which is one of the reasons I love it too. And there's one on there called Job Simulator, but actually Job Simulator came with this. You got 3 games, and that was one of them, I believe it came with. And you're the human with the headset on and these little wireless headset earphones I'm wearing right now, which it didn't come with it. I've always had these. And you're basically, there's 4 different types of jobs: an office worker, an auto mechanic, a gourmet chef, and something else. Oh, store clerk, like a 7-Eleven store. And these little robot kind of kid like, things come in and ask you to do stuff. Like, can you give me a soda? Can you get me a slushie? Can you get me a hot dog? And it's just fun for the kids because they're grabbing stuff with the controllers, manipulating it, turning it, setting it over here with the headset on. It's really fascinating. It's really neat. And I thought to myself, man, talk about an educational system. College, which I already see is becoming obsolete, just got the final letter in the mail. Final notice. College, you are obsolete. And I realized you can teach people hands-on, basically, virtual reality headset and 2 controllers. Because you don't actually have to have, for example, an auto mechanic, how to do a brake job. Well, you grab the impact gun and you put it at the proper size socket on it, take the tires off. When you put the tires back on, you do the nice little star pattern. They teach you that. I mean, they're not doing that. I'm just telling you the amount of stuff you could put in there. You could literally teach someone how to rebuild a transmission, a freaking airplane engine. You could do so much virtual reality because it feels like you're there. I played this damn zombie game, dealing with the zombies and all out that we're going to be dealing with in the near future. I feel like I had to get my skills up a little bit. And I screamed like a girl. It scared me. I didn't realize there was any zombies in the game. I thought it was like a mystery game, and I'm in there trying to find clues and learn magic spells to open doors and stuff. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then I hear this noise out of my right ear, and I look over, and this thing is right in my face. I swear I thought it was right in front of me because, again, I got this virtual reality, and I screamed out loud. My kids and their friend, who was sitting next to me on the computer, who could actually watch the screen, doesn't look anywhere near the 3D, the virtual reality. They screamed. Oh my God. But why am I telling you this? In the game, the job simulator, there's one called Office Worker. And you have to do little tasks, check some emails, make a coffee, do this, file some paperwork, staple this, again, it's for kids. And I'm watching it. They're playing it today. Some of their friends are over and they want to play it. They haven't checked it out yet. So naturally, the whole neighborhood wants to try this out. So neat. And I don't mind, love to let the kids have a good time. But they're trying it on, they're doing it, and I see a task comes up, and the boss comes up to you and says, you need to fix these numbers, these sales numbers. So he gives you this disc, you put it in the computer, again, virtual reality, press the button, and the numbers are horrible. The numbers look like these banks really look. Negative red, massively long, little tiny green. The books ain't cooked. So he says, fix it. So what do? You just go to the red part and just start typing in numbers until it's back in the green. As soon as you complete that task, the book that he handed you essentially is now smoking and it's on fire. And I'm like looking at my screen while they're playing it, and I'm like, what the hell's a book on fire? And I'm looking at the book. It's a cooked book. And then they flipped the book around and I could see on it. It said something about cooked book was the title. And you have to hand it back to the boss. And he tells you, you know what the robot boss tells you? Good job. You just earned a raise or something. Good job, human. You cooked the books or something. I couldn't believe what I heard. It was fantastic. It's a joke, but it was freaking fantastic. That even a virtual reality video game made by God knows who throws in a company you're working for, and the CEO comes up to you and says, look, these numbers don't look good. Need you to fix that for me. You fix the numbers by cooking the books, and literally the book's cooked, and you hand it back to him, and he says, good job. That is precisely what we've been talking about in all of these giant financial institutions. JP Morgan Chase, largest, America's largest bank by assets. Bank of America, America's largest bank by number of accounts or whatever, right? These are huge. There must be, you go downtown, every downtown in every damn state, big buildings, 50, 60, 80, whatever stories, Bank of America building, Citigroup building. They own the biggest buildings. I mean, they may rent them, but nonetheless, whether they own them or rent them, that would tell you at face value, man, the banks are the most rich, fantastic businesses to get into. But then you have to look back at 2008. If that's the case, why did they need a bailout? And why are we hearing the word bailout again now, especially in the EU zone? Italy, Portugal's now in line. Germany. I thought Germany was the great, powerful, oh, we're the one who gets to tell who gets bailed out and who doesn't. We've got so much money. Then why is Deutsche Bank in deep, deep trouble? 98, what was it? Profits plunge. 98%. That's like saying I made $50 billion last year. How much you make this year? 25. What happened in a year's time? Like, Obama said the economy's fine. The jobless number said it's great. Janet Yellen just came out. We're not looking for a rate hike yet, but it does appear things have turned around even better again. It's in the near future we might do it again. How many times? Give me a silver coin for every time I've heard that. Give me a silver coin. Throw me a freaking bonus. Give me a silver coin for every time I heard that one. How could you keep coming out saying, well, if the markets continue, if the economy continues on the course, we're definitely in season for a rate hike. And then it comes a time, not yet, but things are fine. They actually look pretty good, but not yet. Next time we'll probably raise them as long as things maintain the way they are. And the next time comes, and it's the same story. So what happened in between? You've said the whole time everything's great. Everything's fantastic. Everything is awesome. Thanks to the Lego movie. Everything's awesome. Deutsche Bank, what are you talking about? Where'd your 98% profits go that you lost? Everything's phenomenal. Or is it? Or are we being lied to? Or is Deutsche Bank in deep, deep trouble and in need of the most epic bailout? And if not, it's gone. It's gone. It will crumble if it doesn't get the bailout. And if it does get the bailout, the amount of money it's going to need is going to be incredible, for one. And number two, everybody else in the EU zone is going to be saying, hey, what about us? Italy was in trouble. Portugal's in trouble. Spain's in trouble. France in trouble. Everybody's in trouble financially. What about us? Where was I? Investors were unimpressed, and the shares now trade for 2/3 less than their tangible book value. Speaking of cooking the books, a steeper discount than even during the depths of the 2008-2009 financial crisis. I thought we recovered, for God's sakes. How could you have it worse than then? What is more troubling is that Bloomberg adds, the worst is yet to come. The second quarter gives little cause for celebration in a quarter which saw revenue sink 12% and net income came in at almost zero. Even after litigation costs tumbled, the only division to increase revenues and profits was Postbank, the consumer unit, which Cryan hopes a white knight will take off his hands. And unlike rival Commerzbank, Deutsche Bank was able to boost its key capital ratio fractionally in the quarter. The focus on cutbacks meant that Deutsche Bank was unable to benefit from its strength in fixed income trading in a quarter during which the UK vote to leave the European Union stoked market volatility. The debt trading revenue climbed 22% at the top U.S. investment bank in the quarter. Deutsche Bank's fixed income trading revenue fell 19%. These are not small numbers, my friends. In foreign exchange, performance was flat, a sign that restructuring is preventing the bank from getting the most out of the market action. Remember, all these big banks, before they were banks, depositors, lending, earn some interest on those deposits. That was it, just typical banking. Then along came Bill Clinton, and Glass-Steagall removed. And then along came some politicians in the early 2000s. Let's change some regulations. Let's allow investment banking. I think that was under old Bush Jr. And Obama comes in, I'm going to fix this on Wall Street and that. Go back and listen to his campaign speeches. 2008. You'll sit in awe and say, wow, he nailed everything that needed to be fixed. No wonder why he got voted in. People thought he was the savior. And then he got in and did this. Oh, where do we get all those campaign contributions from? Give me a list. We got to do these boys some favors. Oh, what's that? None of you want to be prosecuted for the massive financial crimes you've committed? Don't sweat it. Ask and you shall receive, my brothers. That's what Obama did. So I can end this. There's some more to read, but I can end this video now saying, we told you so. We knew this was coming. The question is Deutsche Bank the walking dead man that will take the fall? Or is it going to be bailed out? They say there's somewhere around $70 trillion on the books of Deutsche Bank. But I do recall, not that long ago, reading something online on a financial website that said Citigroup and JP Morgan had been buying quite a number of derivatives from Deutsche Bank, like over 10 trillion each, 15 or 20 trillion or something. I thought that was strange, because if you're the walking dead man going to take the fall for the club, certainly you wouldn't have JP Morgan and Citigroup buying these, weapons of financial mass destruction back unless they're trying to soften the blow and they're going to actually try to help Deutsche Bank out even though it's taking the fall. All we can do really is sit back and see. I can speculate till I'm blue in the face and give you Exhibit A, and then I can go to the opposite side and speculate and give you Exhibit B. And both will make very good sense. I can see where they want to let this one take the fall, blame it on Deutsche Bank. On the other hand, I can see where a bailout could come in, save Deutsche Bank, huge bailout, then other countries' banks need bailouts, and then they'll say, well, we did it for them, we'll have to do it for everybody else. And then we see the bail. Then we look back and say, oh my God, do you remember when we were up in arms over this $800 billion TARP fund? And then the Federal Reserve went on to give trillions after that. Remember when we were upset about that? Oh my God, look what just happened. We might be in store for that. Or they're going to let this collapse happen at the end of the year and let it roll on by their plan. I see all these events happening across the world. I've mentioned this a few times recently. Shootings, the false flag, the hoaxes, all of it. And it's rapid fire, next one, next one, next one. Speaking of what's next or next one, you remember that guy drinking with Bob years ago? He had a great YouTube channel. You want to know what's next? I'll tell you what's next. Barack Obama, healthcare, Obamacare. And then at the end of his video, what's next? What's next? What's next? All amped up, red in the face, out of breath because he was so fired up. I miss watching that guy's YouTube channel. He's gone. Don't know why he left, what the reasoning was, but it was a great channel while I was here. Anyways, take care. I will be keeping you up to date.